This is episode 547, When Protecting Your Child Becomes Its Own Kind of Prison with Shelley. Welcome to Life Coaching with Christine Hassler, a space where truth and love come together to guide you back to your truest self. Hi, I'm Christine, a master coach, author, and spiritual psychologist. For over 20 years, I've supported people through the deep work of letting go, waking up, and coming home to who they truly are. Each week, you'll hear an unedited, unscripted coaching session with someone moving through a challenge or block in their life. These are tender and powerful conversations where deep healing happens in real time. Even though I'm coaching someone else, you will hear yourself in their story. This is a place where you will feel seen and supported and walk away with insight, emotional relief, and tools you can apply in your own life. Let's dive into today's session. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I am so happy to have you here. If you feel so inclined, I'd so appreciate it if you'd leave a rating and review for the show. It helps the show grow. It helps other people feel into whether the show is right for them. And I just really appreciate it. Today, there's a topic we are talking about that is so close to my heart and so relatable. We're talking to Shelley, who has a fear and anxiety around environmental toxins, and it's really getting in the way of her life, particularly her enjoyment of motherhood. And whether you relate to having anxiety around environmental toxins or not, I think a lot of us listening can relate to feeling like something takes up a huge amount of energetic real estate in our mind, something that feels consuming, whether it be a fear or a thought pattern or something we're kind of ruminating or obsessing about. And it can really feel like our mind and our thoughts are becoming a prison of their own. I particularly resonated with Shelley because I too have found myself in a lot of anxiety and quite honestly, anger about the amount of environmental toxins we're exposed to and how very little is ever done about it. And I hope that changes. I really hope that changes. And as a mom, navigating how to raise a child in this world, a lot of the insight I gave Shelley are things that I've learned from going through my own version of this. And as I said to Shelley, we are living in a world where we are exposed to a lot of toxins. Has it always been that way and we just didn't know about it? Was ignorance bliss? I think yes and no. I think more and more and more, there's more and more and more that we're being exposed to, especially as Wi-Fi and cell service and all those things are growing. And perhaps if we ask ourselves why, perhaps we are being asked to really raise our frequency, elevate our consciousness, pour more light into our bodies so that we aren't as susceptible to these things. And I love the quote, pray to Allah, but tie your camel, meaning really trust God, trust the divine, pray, but also take real world action. And in Coach's Corner, I am having someone on from a company called Detox Nation. She's going to do a couple interviews with me. I'm also having someone on to talk about EMF and the kind of electrical toxins we're exposed to. So I hope to give you some tie your camel type of advice too, as to things you can do and ways that you can navigate life in an increasingly toxic world. But I don't want it to become a prison for you like it has for Shelley. Whether it's your fear about toxins or whether it's your fear about something else, I think we all have our things. We all can have our things that we latch onto, obsess and ruminate about. And so hopefully this episode will give you a different perspective and some tools for how to navigate that. Before we dive in, I want to talk to you about feet. First, I'm going to talk to you about my feet. They're not my best body part, that's for sure. I've had trouble with my feet since I was very young. Think bunions, think bad, too narrow a foot, just like not a good situation. Can't wear heels. I'm very particular about the kind of shoes that eyewear. That's why I was excited about a brand called Paluva. They're a 5-toe minimalist shoe, which offers an authentic barefoot style experience, but with sufficient cushioning to use for any manner of everyday movement, fitness, and athletic activities. Paluvas are also incredibly stylish, so you get a barefoot shoe that looks pretty good. Paluvas are the solution to the damage and destruction caused by modern shoes, the elevation of the heel, excessive cushioning and support features, and toes crammed together. The result is 77% of Americans suffering from chronic pain, like bunions, raise my hand to that, corns, blisters, so on and so forth. I mean, sometimes I'm amazed at the tennis shoes people wear. They're like heels. So Paluva's best of class advantage is the individual 5-toe articulation, a separate slot for each of your toes, which is pretty cool. It allows for the correct dynamic movement of the foot, which is impossible when toes are all in a single box, even a wide toe box. So when you put on a pair of Paluvas, you're getting an automatic foot strengthening effect, a toe spacer effect, and a healing effect from the damage caused by regular shoes. I want you to try a pair of Paluvas with no risk, and you'll quickly realize these are the most comfortable and beneficial shoes you've ever worn. They're designed to make you feel like we're walking barefoot on a putting green. So go to Paluva.com, that's Peluva.com, and use the code Christine for 10% off your first pair. Again, Peluva.com, and use the code Christine for 10% off your first pair. Shelley, welcome to the show. What's your question?
My question is, well, we had a baby through surrogate and she's now 2 years old. I have had a ton of anxiety, like crippling anxiety over environmental toxins. A little bit about my history is I have a history of complex chronic illness like Lyme disease and mold toxicity, and then fertility issues. So I've been following all these doctors for years, and I know all about our food here and pesticides and the water and now AI data centers. And I think I just probably followed too many doctors on Instagram, and I can look at a beautiful field and it's like, all I see is pesticides or ticks.
Yeah.
So it's really, I feel like it causes dysregulation. It causes me to not enjoy my daughter as much as I can. And my husband's probably going insane. No, he's very patient, but he did bring it up. He's like, I feel like you're living like in fear all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say I see you and I really hear you. I had to stay off Instagram for a long time because I found myself going down the same hole.
Mm-hmm.
I knew way too much.
Yes.
And having a young child exacerbated that too. For me, so much of what was coming up was how much seemingly control I had over my life and myself until I had a child.
Exactly.
And then that child coming in and just being really disoriented and looking at things I could control, ways I could find certainty. So I'm sure you're aware you've got some of that hypervigilance coming in because you love something so much. And there is a part of your brain that equates that with, I have to protect her. And how I protect her is I think of all the things that could go wrong, and I do my best to protect her from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't used to be like this. I used to be such a carefree person. And I look at everything now as a danger.
Yeah. Well, and to go through something like chronic illness, and I don't think there's enough awareness around chronic illness. Mm-hmm. I don't think people get how debilitating things like Lyme and mold are until you suffer from it. They're very, very real things that make your body not feel like your own anymore. Mm-hmm. So you've also been through that. So I just have a lot of compassion for that part of you that is really attached to knowing and trying to protect yourself and your child. It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So what would you like to be different?
I would like to not be in this hyper vigilant state and look at everything and not go into a grocery store and just not even know what to buy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And not know, like, I just want to have more ease and grace in my life and just enjoy my daughter and just have this knowingness that she's going to be okay instead of like going to the worst case scenario.
Is she okay so far?
She's great. She did have colic for 8 months, so that could have like contributed to my hypervigilance.
Yeah.
A baby that's crying nonstop for 8 months, and you're just wondering what is going on. Like, did I
Yeah.
do something? Am I doing something wrong? But now she is completely healthy, and yes, she's doing great.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's incredible. And a big part of why she's doing great is because you're her mama. And she's doing great because you love her.
Yeah.
Right. How is your health now?
It's just been a long road, like 23 years. It is still up and down, but it's way better than it was.
Yeah.
But I think, having a toddler, I'm an older mom, I'm 52. So it's a lot with perimenopause,
Yes.
chronic illness, and a 2-year-old toddler. I think you know what the toddler years are like, but she's so cute.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot. And what I've seen as a pattern, I'm not making a statement here. What I've seen as a pattern is that the Lyme, chronic illness, mold, women who are high achievers and also highly sensitive tend to have these kind of things come up in their lives. And it's deeply frustrating and deeply humbling. And you've spent a lot of your time and energy doing your best to get well. And so for you, I mean, it makes so much sense, Shelley, why you have this hypervigilance. It makes so much sense. So I heard you say you'd love it to go away.
In a perfect world, yes. But
In a perfect world.
I'd like to be rationally safe, but not think about, I just want to enjoy life more and have the feeling that like an okayness, like trusting in spirit or trusting. And I'm getting a little bit like I started unfollowing all the doctors just because I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. Mm-hmm. Even the water that I was drinking and putting in her bottles, Mountain Valley Spring water or something, they're like, oh yeah, it's cancer causing chemicals. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm trying here.
I know.
So I feel like trust has to be trusting a higher power is the only thing I can come up with.
Yes. Yes. And what might be helpful is to realize that the hypervigilant is a part.
Oh, yeah.
It's not all of you. It's not all of you. So I talked about parts work on last week's podcast too. But if we think about in our mind, imagine that there's a bus and there's lots of different parts on the bus, but whoever is driving the bus is really dictating kind of where we're headed, right?
Great.
I know. And you've given that hypervigilant part a lot of time in the driver's seat. But there's another part in there. So, like, if you think about a part of you that comes forward, what's something you love to do?
Interior design, designing houses.
Okay.
I love being in nature, painting. Although I haven't had time to really do that.
Yeah.
I love being with other women in groups.
Amazing. That's a lot. That's a lot of things that you love, and I'm sure you could list more. So all of those things that you love, there's parts that come forward when you do those things. There are. And so it's about giving some other parts more time in the driver's seat. So when you notice the hypervigilance coming up, there's that hypervigilant part. It has a really good intention. It's not there to cause you anxiety. It's not there to push your husband away. It's not there to do any harm. It's there because it loves you and it's really trying to keep everyone you know safe.
Yeah.
So what if you could be like, oh, thank you, hypervigilant part. Like, I really see what you're doing. Thank you for keeping us all safe. I'm really grateful for you. And then you kind of visualize another part of you coming forward and being grateful for something, being creative about something, whatever it may be. But the thing with hypervigilance is the more we try to make it go away, the more we try to not be that way, the more it acts up. And for what it's worth, I'll just kind of share where I've gotten to with all this. This is the world we live in. Unfortunately, it's pretty toxic. And you really can make yourself crazy paying attention to everything. It's like, okay, well, this might not have mold in it, but it has lead. Okay, now this has arsenic in it. Okay, now this water's bad. I mean, it's
Exactly.
It's crazy. Oh, what material is that playground made out of? Like, she can't take her shoes off, all that type of thinking. So what has helped me is to go, okay, this is all embodied wisdom. I have enough information. I think you have enough information too. I don't think you need any more information. Right?
Right.
And to trust, like, I'm going to know if and when I need to change something or do something. Like, for example, I had a knowing a few months ago that I just had a knowing that my daughter needed a parasite cleanse. Not because it was all over my Instagram, just because like I knew it and I did it and I saw results and complete, right? You have that discernment. You have that intuition. But when the hypervigilant one is the only one driving a bus, everything's a problem. Everything's a fire. And it's hard to discern what you actually need to pay attention to. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So as an exercise, as a way to kind of get like, it's sort of like instead of trying to get rid of the hypervigilance, you want to reinforce and take other parts of you to the gym. Right. So what's an example of you being really tapped into your intuition?
Well, I'm taking a painting class tomorrow for the first time in a long time.
I love that. And that was just something you knew you wanted to do.
Yeah, I just need to get back to more creativity and out of my head.
There you go. There you go. And you knew you needed to do that. Right? Yes. So every morning, I know it's hard with a toddler, but if you could just spend a minute, a few seconds, even when you're in the bathroom, shower, I don't care when it is, like really visualizing, whether it's a bus or a living room or however you want to picture it, like visualizing that hypervigilant part. You can even see her moving out of the driver's seat and having your intuitive, wise, like mom gut intuition part take over and just ask, like, show me anything that I need to see. Because I heard you say trust spirit, and I'll get to that. But I want you to trust yourself.
Yeah, I think when I'm like this, it's hard to trust myself.
Yes.
Well, that's why I need to calm down a little.
Yes.
That's why you're saying get into the more intuitive, calm version.
Yes. Well, it's the present version, because when we're in the hypervigilant part, in a sense, our brain's been hijacked. We believe there's a threat. Basically, we feel a loss of control. We're flooded with a fear. And that protective part steps up and is like, I know what to do. I'm just going to think of every worst case scenario and worry about everything and start randomly researching all the things and basically give my power away. Yeah. Yeah. And part of what, coming out of chronic illness and having to deal with that is trusting yourself and trusting your body and trusting your body's ability to heal. And trusting your daughter's ability to detox and to heal. as well. Because if we can speak to plants and make them grow fuller and healthier, then imagine what we can do with our bodies.
I feel like I've been doing that for so long. I
Yeah,
think
but
it's getting better.
you've
But
been up against, it's hard to do when you're already sick.
yeah.
But you can teach your daughter how to do this. She's fresh.
Mhm.
And as you're teaching her to make great choices, to trust her body, to listen to her intuition, to like instill in her body's ability to heal, that she is light, that she is love, that her body is healthy and thriving, her immune system is great. Like as you help program her, you will reprogram yourself as well. Like, wouldn't that be an incredible gift to give her, that she just totally trusts her body knows exactly what to do and how to heal in any situation?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I wish I
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
when I was younger.
So that's something, Shelley, you do have control over. You cannot control everything. I mean, you can obviously choose what you feed her and everything, but unless you all of a sudden have a lab where you test for every possible contaminant, like you're not going to know. So
Mhm.
instead of spending your energy and time in being hyper focused, I think it's great to be aware. Like, I think it's great to be like aware of things, like I watch the air quality, like I look up in the sky and know when stuff's coming down, and I make modifications because of that. We take more binders, we stay inside a little more. Like this is just the world we live in, right?
Mhm.
Kind
Yeah.
of like if it was raining, we'd bring a raincoat.
Right.
After an airplane, we take more chlorella. It's just like, okay, these are just things we do because we live in a world where we need to detox.
Maybe I should write a book about it. A little manual for moms.
Yeah. Maybe, who knows? But so that's the like practical stuff you can do.
Mhm.
But where I want to like shift all that energy that wants to protect your daughter is into a way you can actually do it, which is programming her, like giving her the programming that my body knows what to do. My body is healthy. Like
Yeah.
the other day, my daughter had a really bad stomach flu. She started throwing up in the middle of the night. And, no kid likes throwing up.
No.
And after she's like, I don't like that. And I'm like, I know you don't like this. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your body's getting something out that is not good. And your body knows exactly what to do, baby. And each time she throw up, I'm like, you're getting better. Your body's getting it out. Like, you got this. And I just speak into her. I never say you are sick, right? It's like,
Yeah.
your body's moving through. Your body's so healthy. It's doing everything it needs to do to keep you healthy. Your body's smart. And and I'm sure you do this to a great degree. I'm just asking you to put more energy into that which you actually do have control over.
I really like that. See, you should write a book about it.
Maybe you're going to be the one that writes that book.
Well, you can help me.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I do like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And really
Instead of,
teaching
because
her.
what I do feel, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to program her mind, because I'm very much into manifesting, and I manifested everything else
Yeah.
in my life. But this health piece has been here for so long. So reprogramming her might reprogram my subconscious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And show you your body knows what to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And again, I'm not like, we live in a physical world reality, right? You're still going to do the things you do to support her detox and to support making great choices and things like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
our daughter knows, I mean, sometimes it happens, but we're really conscientious about seed oils. And she'll say, can I have that? I'm like, oh, babe, that has seed oil. Seed oils, our bodies don't really like that. We're going to skip it.
Yeah.
And she just knows.
And your husband's good. Like he doesn't think. I see, like
Oh,
that's where
he's,
it gets him. Like I'm like, she's gluten free, no seed oils. Like the whole list goes on and on.
yes, we shoot for like a good 85 to 90%.
Yeah, you're never gonna be perfect.
And, she's going to go to a birthday party. We're going to be
Yeah.
traveling. We're going to go out to a restaurant. They're going to cook in canola oil. Like we bless the food, we take our enzymes and we move on,
Right. Yeah.
So it's everything you want for yourself. You want to have knowledge, but you want that knowledge to feel empowering, not paralyzing.
Yeah.
So teach her, like really go, okay, I know that I focus so much energy on like making sure like even her clothing is 100% organic cotton. Like I've done so well here. And now I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to really look at the story we tell ourselves about health and our bodies in this family.
Right.
And that you don't need any doctor's opinion on. You don't need Instagram's help. That's all stuff you know how to do.
Yeah. One thing that makes it easy is I'm like, I feel like my husband has really good genetics and detoxing. So I'm like, that's amazing. So I know that's there. Some bodies, I do feel like I'm a highly sensitive person and I've had trauma and all that stuff. So she's not going to have that same setup as I did.
And I was just going to ask, did you have a lot of trauma?
Yes.
And I knew the answer to that was yes. And know that that right there is everything. The fact that she's going to grow up in a loving, safe home with a mom who's doing her work. I mean, oh my gosh, Shelley, like what a gift.
Yeah.
What a gift. And I also want you to acknowledge, because I heard you say like, enjoy it more. I think we're given sort of an image of what motherhood should be like. And then there's a reality of what it's like.
Yeah.
And you are enjoying it. You are. And there are times that there's really hard. It's really hard. So I'd love to just leave you with like, you're doing it great.
Thank you.
And you are enjoying it. And and especially if we come from a lot of trauma, it can be very triggering, right? Because whatever age our child is brings up all that subconsciously for us. And motherhood is very multidimensional. And it's really okay that you're not enjoying it at whatever percentage you think you should be enjoying it. I understand sometimes the hypervigilance robs you of the present moment. But for people with a lot of trauma, it feels terrifying to let that much love in.
Right.
Because you loved and got really hurt. So as you get the hypervigilance out of the driver's seat, or at least kind of give her a new GPS in terms of what she's focused on, and you kind of look at some of the impossible standards you're setting for yourself and just actually kind of say to yourself, like, nothing's a problem here. Like it's actually safe for me to just be. There's nothing I need to go fix.
Yeah.
How does this feel in your body, everything we've talked about today?
Well, I know more about parts work just because I went to Elementum with you. Yeah. And so it makes a ton of sense, like that I would develop this part just because of the history. And I think moving into other parts, more positive, and just knowing that, she's probably better off than a lot of children, even though I hate to say that just because of my knowledge, but living in anxiety, I wish all kids could just live toxic free. It would be my biggest wish. But not living in that fear every day and not following the doctors, just not even, maybe just like unfollowing a bunch
Yes.
of doctors and
Yes.
living more in that space feels good.
Yes. Yes. Because remember, like doctors and people building a social media platform,
Mm-hmm.
fear is sticky. And I know there's so many incredible doctors really wanting to share information out there. Like that is 100% true in so many ways. And there's a lot of fear inducing type of things. Like, I'm going to tell you all the things that could go wrong. And then,
Yes.
like, type this word in the DM and I'll send you my guide on how to fix it.
You're right. You don't know how many times I've typed in.
Detox,
Yeah.
heal,
Yes.
pesticide.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. No more.
Yeah. Yes.
I know enough.
You have enough embodied wisdom. This is the world we live in. You know the things that you can do to help her with her, gentle detox every day. And that's just like you bring your umbrella when it's raining,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because this is just where we are in the world. And she chose to come in knowing the world she was coming into.
Yeah.
So, and again, I just say mother to mother and as hypervigilant Virgo to you. I mean, I so get this and so hear you. I mean, I like was dealing with so much anxiety about all the toxicity and I had to get off social media for a while and just be like, no, this is actually not serving me.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you with just a thought. If we think about frequency and we think about vibration
Mm-hmm.
and we think about, okay, there's the practical world things like the air purifiers and the binders and the water and all the things, right?
Yes.
And then there's how do I keep my frequency as high as possible?
You are so right. It's all about the frequency part. I mean, I know that. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
need
that's why your
needed that
things like
reminder.
your painting, your interior designing, your whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
that is where to put your energy and to ease that hypervigilant part of you. Because this is becoming a reality in our life, more solutions are being created.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So leave that to the people whose work it is to figure out the solutions to those things. But right now, there's no problem. There's no fire in your family. There's a lot of love and a lot of health, right? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of creativity
Yeah.
and a beautiful opportunity. And this is probably one of the reasons your daughter chose you as her mama, because she needs and wants a certain belief system around her body and around health and around
Mm-hmm.
being, a spiritual being having a human experience. And you're the perfect person to instill that in her.
Mm. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley, for bringing forward something that I personally have navigated as well, and for having such an open and honest conversation about motherhood, about hypervigilance, about trauma, about anxiety. There's a lot that you, Shelley, are dealing with in your life. And there's a lot that so many of you, dear listeners, are, whenever I say dear listeners, I think of Mrs. Whistledown for those of you that watch Bridgerton. So many of you listeners relate to too. This human thing, man, it can be really challenging, can it? And it can be really beautiful. And just the example of motherhood, for example, and just feeling the weight of the responsibility of, oh my gosh, like what I expose my child to could have dire consequences on their well being, their life, everything is such a contrast to holding your child in your arms or seeing them smile so big, like a smile that lights up the room when you walk in, you know? And part of how we bring more light and part of how we shift our consciousness is we We pay more attention to those things and we really let them in. I have found that as someone who, as a trauma response, tends towards hypervigilance, it has been hard for me in the past to truly let the love, let the good in, because I'm so afraid I'll lose it, or I'm so afraid something will happen to it. So I think if I worry and I try to control, then I can prevent bad things from happening, right? Now, logically, I know that's not true, but it still at times feels true in my nervous system. And so I have to work with that part and just thank it for wanting to protect me and like remind it that it's safe to truly, truly let the love in, to feel that. And I know that like feeling that and allowing that love to penetrate my heart, my whole system, like that is just as important, if not more, to my daughter and to my life than what air purifier we're using, right? So we live in a world of contrast. We live in a wacky time, but there's some things that remain true, which is love. Love is the highest frequency, right? And it will prevail. All right, everyone. So much love and many blessings. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Life Coaching. I hope something you heard today resonated with you and helped you to see yourself with more clarity and compassion. Remember, every shift, no matter how small you think it is part of your healing. If this episode supported you, please consider sharing it with a friend or leaving a review. It means the world to me. If you'd like to connect with me, come say hi on Instagram at Christine Hassler. And if you feel called to be coached live on the show, you can apply at christinehassler.com/waitlist. For courses, retreats, and more resources to support your journey, visit christinehassler.com. You're not alone in this journey, and I'm grateful to walk it with you. Until next time.